I guess, okay, so we are now starting our video. So I just want to make sure that you have read the consent form and that you agree to do this, this project with me for my communications class.
I definitely agree. So
Okay.
I will email you the form, and I just need to apologize in advance that there's going to be banging in the background because we have roofers working on top of the house.
That is fine. I included that in my last email to my teacher as well.
Okay.
All right. So what is it that I can help you with today?
So my issue is one I think that confronts a lot of people at this time of the year because people tend to have family gatherings. And I'm wondering, how do you deal with situations where you're having family and maybe friends, not all of whom get along, maybe some family members who've been estranged from other family members. People have different dietary constraints. You have the vegetarians and the meat eaters, and then you have the people on the no carb diets. And so how do you appeal to all these different people? And then on top of that, how do you avoid politics when, or maybe incorporate politics? I would love to incorporate them, but I have not found a way to get people of divergent political beliefs to actually have a constructive conversation. So my goal would be to figure out, how do you have these type of gatherings, be they Thanksgiving or any other time of the year, and have everybody go away feeling like they had a good time and they got something to eat that they like to eat.
Right.
So I don't know. I guess my question is, how do you get people of like diverse opinions, backgrounds, whatever, like I said, different appetites to get along without making a huge headache for the person who's hosting them all?
Right, exactly. Well, one of the things that I've done in the past has been to have everyone bring their own dish. So kind of do a potluck type of thing would be a good suggestion, so that the host is not trying to make 15 different things for 15 different people. So that is one suggestion. When we recently had a party at our house, and we have non-carb eaters, we've got vegetarians, and we have a wide variety of feed, how people eat.
Yeah.
And so, I made sure that when I prepared my meals, I made sure that I had, a vegetarian dish, a no carb dish, and then I also had those people bring dishes as well, so that we had a nice wide variety of food for everybody to choose from. Right. So that would be one suggestion. I have a tendency to leave politics off the table when I have gatherings, just to avoid the conflict, but that's just me. So you would have to approach that in a way that you would want to allow your guests to have a little bit of freedom, but not get too confrontational with each other.
So how would you intercede? So let's say, do you tell people up front, we're not talking politics today, or do you give people the freedom to talk about it and then figure out a way to intercede if things get hot?
I've made it in the past where as soon as they enter, we said, people who know us know that there's a no politics rule at our gatherings, just because it does get heated, because we do have people on both sides of the spectrum who are very adamant about being on both sides of the spectrum. So just to avoid, like I said, to avoid conflicts, we have always just said no conversations. But if you did want to open that conversation, I would definitely have that on the table, that, let's talk about it, be polite in our conversations, so that you don't have that overcompensated sense of conflict.
Right. How about like the the issue of a family member who's been estranged, maybe hasn't really participated in family gatherings, and hasn't really wanted to be or hasn't been able to, and nobody really wants that person there. So it's awkward, but you kind of want to accommodate their ability to be there if they want to attend. And I guess my question is, how would you invite that person and let the other people know that they need to be gracious enough to tolerate that person's presence?
Right. So, one of the things that it's going to be awkward to begin with, no matter what. And so I would just let everybody know, this is a member of the family, and, they are going to be welcome as well. Leave it up to them other people to decide whether they want to still come to the event or not. More than likely, they probably will still come. And, it's going to be awkward at first, but, usually after maybe have an icebreaker, like play a couple games or something, when right after everybody gets there, maybe open that, flow of communication through playing a game. I know you guys like to play your games. So that might be one way to kind of open the door for, open conversations amongst those people who might be a little bit awkward. So that would be one way to work on that.
So someone ought to invent a game for this, because that would be great.
Right.
Maybe I should be the one.
You could make millions if you invented an icebreaker game for awkwardness and family members.
Ex-spouse into your family gathering.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a really awkward one, and somehow I guess one of the things is, do you do prep work in advance to lay it out for everybody about what's going to happen, or do you just let it just have the person show up? I mean, is it better to warn people in advance, or just let it happen as it happens?
I think it's better to warn people in advance, just so there's no surprises. And that way they can kind of mentally prepare themselves for the awkwardness, as opposed to just walking in and going, somebody's here and that I didn't anticipate to be here. And now I feel, not only awkward, but I feel over anxious, and that adds to the anxiety of the situation, I think, if they aren't prepared ahead of time.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. So.
Okay. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about today?
Oh, I'm just problem free today, other than my technology woes. But
yes, the technology woes today have been pretty bad.
I know that you're going to solve those.
We kind of did solve them a little bit, because we're recording this now.
Yes. Hey, we came a long way.
We certainly did come a long way today. All right. So if there's nothing else you need at this moment, then I'm going to go ahead and, did I help you in any way?
Yes, I think you made some good suggestions.
Okay.
And we'll just do Thanksgiving at your house next year.
Sure thing. That sounds good.
It's going to require a plane flight, but
Okay, so what I'll do then is I'll go ahead and stop the video.
Okay.
And we can reconvene at a different time if you would like. Just make sure to send me your consent form and the feedback form that I sent you in your email.
Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you for helping me with this project.
You're welcome.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye.